When it comes to the local districts, again, the question is how they take that meager amount they're getting from the state and distribute it across schools. The current legislature, again, they're not interested in these issues. North Carolinians have provided more votes for Democratic candidates, yet Republicans still hold near veto-proof, large majorities in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. They've already canceled grants supporting teacher recruitment and retention, largely serving communities with greater needs of attracting and retaining high-quality teachers. They're talking about, Project 2025, they're talking about reducing or eliminating funding for Title I, which is the federal funding to support students from families with low incomes. And there's no pushback from those that are in power right now in North Carolina. A lot of the folks in power don't want to invest in public schools because schools are one of the only public institutions that fosters cross-class and cross-racial solidarity. And that's a threat to the folks that are in power right now. I want to see a North Carolina that gives every student the same opportunity to thrive. I want to see every student thriving. So I want to see a North Carolina where our funding is both adequate and equitable, where student outcomes are no longer predicted or predictable by student demographics. If we want to hold together as a democracy, if we want to have a thriving economy, that those are the changes we need to have. Why do we have these persistent opportunity gaps when we have allegedly equitable funding in our state? Taking that deeper look into, equity for who? Do we just care about income? And taking that deeper look to look across race and across linguistic opportunity or linguistic diversity. And then also taking a secondary look at, equity for what? What is it that we're trying to achieve? And when you take a look at what we're trying to achieve, and you look at funding levels relative to what it costs to meet state standards, then you see why those opportunity gaps persist. This is not a recent phenomenon, that the inequitable funding has been pretty persistent and consistent across the past decade or so. I think what's important to remember is that getting this right, getting this district level equity correct is sort of step one in the process. And because the state provides funding to the district level, it's still incumbent on district level leaders to make sure that they're distributing resources across the school level. And then of course it's up to the school leaders to make sure that opportunity is distributed equally within those school walls. But I think the important thing is that we're getting step one right, which is distributing the resources across districts, and currently we're getting that wrong. Part of the way our schools get funded is through local taxes. In across North Carolina, on average, 65% of operating funds from the state, 25% comes from local taxes, and 10% from the federal government. Those are just averages. The actual percentages vary widely from district to district, largely based on property values.